So, in
I
accordance...
call this meeting to order.
My apologies. So, in accordance with his will, I propose...
So the story starts in the year 1980, when communism had swept across the country of Slovakia. But there was only one problem. Slovakia had an agrarian economy and inefficient housing. That's two problems actually, but alas, I, Supreme Architect Comrade Hund, had been tasked to get the Communist People's Republic of Slovakia to the utopian levels in the Soviet Union. I had been granted 3 million rubles and $1 million to fix these problems. The Supreme Chairman of the Soviet Union has given me 3 instructions to turn Slovakia into a communist utopia. To truly turn Slovakia into a communist utopia that would make Marx's eyes water, I had to do the following things. First, transition the Slovakian economy from agrarian to industrial. Second, get a steady profit from exports. Third, and most importantly, make all citizens loyal to the communist cause. After taking a very short class on how to build a city, since I'm not educated in architecture and was only chosen to the position because I'm friends with the Supreme Chairman, I can definitely say I am ready to undergo such a task. I decided that investing into steel manufacturing would be the thing that would uplift the Slovakian economy. So I selected a good spot between coal and iron deposits to build my city. I found a perfect spot, but it was sadly occupied by a quaint little village called Rumovska Sobota. The historical housing almost made me not want to put giant concrete flats next to it. Almost. After creating a great layout of the city, I decided to create the iron and coal mines to create steel in my city. I created the coal mine and the settlement of third-world workers around it quite easily, since the coal deposit was in the flatlands with no trees or elevation. Making an iron mine would not be as easy though. The iron deposit was between hills, and I spent quite a lot of time and thousands of rubles to flatten the ground and build roads in the right places. My idea was to build a steel mill in the middle of these places around the settlement I made at the start and connect those with rails, and then connect that to the Soviet border so we could get exports. So I got to work. I set up the rail network to supply our steel mills successfully, and then I started to expand the housing in this glorious city to allow more people to live in this utopia. And look, we have a female minister. In the glorious Soviet Union, even women can become murderous psychopaths. Leninist Marxism is truly extremely progressive. And then my iron and coal transport trains collided. It was truly a horrible sight to see. All of the crew members died horrible deaths and their wives were made to widows. I was absolutely furious and ordered whoever made this mistake in the rail system to be found and sent to the gulags for causing all of the coal in one of the trains to spill and losing the city around 5,000 rubles. I would have sent them to death if the iron spilled as well, but thankfully for them, nothing of value was lost in that crash, except for the coal shipment. I completed the finishing touches on the rail system, connecting the steel mill to the Soviet border for the economic plan to start. I didn't make any connections to the western border, because he didn't need nor want to do anything with the capitalists who oppressed their workers, who lived in better conditions than them without even doing any work, and then oppressing them with underground intelligence operations. Then I set up a giant headquarters for the Communist Party of the state in the city and a hub for secret police right beside it. I also expanded the city a little bit with some more apartment buildings, but then I realized the city had run out of budget. I know I siphoned 910,000 rubles out of the city treasury to buy myself a giant resort in the Black Sea coast, but the city's money running out this quickly was crazy. I had to take 2 million rubles in loans just to keep the city afloat, but I was confident our steel mill would gain production efficiency and we'd be able to pay back this loan in no time. Then the iron and coal trains collided again, and the whole coal shipment was lost. Again, I was really surprised. I sent all those government officials to the gulags and the problem wasn't fixed. What could be the solution? After getting another new crew for the transport trains, I decided to fix this problem, to stop losing our coal shipments of course. From now on, I was 72% sure another collision wouldn't happen. Then, I decided to invest money into art. I built a museum and a watchtower so people could see our beautiful city. But after making those investments, in the economic report of the city, I saw that we were making absolutely no money in exports. But alas, as Karl Marx said, our current system was only a transitionary period and I only needed to stall until currency was abolished once and for all. I realized that the people of the city were just walking everywhere, which is fine and all, but then I realized the people of my city wouldn't walk to work if their workplace was more than 150 meters away from their residency. After I couldn't figure out how to make a bus system, I decided to open car dealerships and make the people of our city buy cars. I imported some great looking cars from our Soviet neighbors and started selling them to the population. The problem with that was the people wouldn't go to the car dealerships if they were more than 150 meters away from them, so I had to build plenty of them. Then I decided to invest into the education of our citizens. I set aside a giant budget, some of which I admittedly smuggled to expand my resort at the Black Sea coast. To create a giant university campus, I constructed comfortable flats, football fields, bars inside the campus to give Slovakian citizens the echelon of Soviet education. Oh, and also all of the classes were taught by Soviet party officials with confirmed loyalty to the government, but of course they wouldn't indoctrinate people into communism. We would never do that. Then I randomly built a football stadium for no reason. Then I decided, after all that hard work, my family and I needed an estate in the town. Running the city from the Black Sea coast has been really hard on me and I wanted to work on the city in the city. So I decided to allocate funds from city treasury to build myself a nice little place. Of course, I built a little fence around it so the proletariat didn't get in. In communism, you get what you work for, and I worked the most in the city. And then I decided to add some more high quality streets to the city. The roads were a bit rough, but that's because I killed all my competent architects and all the new ones were hired because of their association with the party. So this was the best we could do. After that, I added some roads and skyscrapers to the middle of it. I looked at this great city from my personal helicopter. It was absolutely beautiful. From the mining facilities to the campus to the main city, I transformed this place into a paradise. And this city was living proof of communism's triumph over capitalism. So, you got a letter from the Supreme Chairman. Or have I? He must be congratulating me for my success. It says, Order ne aresti kazan. I don't know Russian actually, I'm Slovakian. Name, Vladimir Rezanov Hund, alright. Date of birth, current job, family members. Yeah, they sent my brother to the gulag 3 years ago, they got that right. Date of arrest, today in about a minute or two. Reason for arrest, embezzlement of public funds and anti-Soviet behavior. Date of execution, tomorrow, signed Supreme Chairman of the Soviets. Alright. I will write another letter back to him as a response, okay. Dear comrades, Stalin, please don't kill me.
Скільки тут людей вообще?
Yeah, so at the end there I get captured and killed by the NKVD. Big whoop. I'm speaking from hell now as I am being indecently penetrated with a trident by a demon. I would ask you to like and subscribe, but I'm dead now, so I don't really need people to do that, but you can if you want to. Not that it'll help though, since I'm currently having a new hole ripped into my lower back, and I'm pretty sure people with high YouTube subscribers go to a deeper layer of hell, but yeah, you can do whatever. Not like I can stop you, I'm being ass fucked by a demon. Alright, bye.